Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Bo, and I want to talk about how I made $10,800 on one trade using the TTM Squeeze. So if you look at my charts, you can see the TTM Squeeze as the indicator in the lower area. And I have been studying the John Carter's TTM Squeeze for a few months now. I practice with it using various time frames to see which time frame had the best results. And for me, the daily time frame seemed to be the most accurate so far. I did use it on a 5-minute time frame, a 15-minute time frame, and I just found that there were more false signals on the smaller time frames. So if you aren't familiar with the TTM Squeeze, it's an indicator by John Carter, and it detects periods of consolidation. So the indicator right here, you can see that it has red dots, green dots, red dots, green dots. And those dots tell you when there is a period where the market is quiet. So that would be a period of consolidation. And then when the squeeze fires, that means when the red dot turns to a green dot, we see a burst of energy released, and we see the stock make a greater than expected move in one direction or the other. So I use this to take my trade yesterday. And you can add this indicator on Thinkorswim by going to studies, and then under studies, you look for licensed studies, and you'll see John Carter studies, and you'll be able to add the TTM Squeeze. So here's my process when I am looking for a trade using the Squeeze. On the left, you see my watch list. I added a script for my watch list so that I can see the stocks that I like to trade when they are in a TTM Squeeze. So I look through my watch list and I look for stocks that have squeezes on the daily, or if they have squeezes on the weekly time frames. I look for tickers that have at least a 5-dot squeeze. So yesterday when I was looking for stocks, I did notice that DraftKings had a 5-dot squeeze before it fired long. Once I saw that it had a 5-dot squeeze, I then checked to see how the EMAs were stacked. So I used the 8 EMA, the 21 EMA, the 34, the 55, and the 89. So I want to see that the EMAs, if I'm going long, are stacked positively and that price action is above the 8 EMA. So I noticed that on DraftKings, if you look here in my watch list, it has an S and it's green. So that means it's positively stacked. I used a script to get this in my watch list. I found it online somewhere. Once I saw that DraftKings was positively stacked, I checked the weekly time frame just to confirm that it was all going in the same direction. I wanted everything to align. If I'm going to go long, the weekly time frame has to suggest that it's worth going long and that it looked bullish. And to me, on the weekly time frame, I saw that the momentum was positive, and it looked bullish. It's trading above the EMAs that I have on here. So I decided to enter a long position while it was still in the squeeze. So it was still in the squeeze. I took a long position. I purchased 40 contracts of DraftKings, 40, and then I sat and waited. Now, in the meantime, when I entered the trade, I also did confirm with SPY. I checked SPY and the Qs to see what the overall trend was of the market was, and they looked positive to me too. So everything did align for me to take a long position on DraftKings yesterday. I also checked the TTM wave, which is also at the bottom of my screen. And if for John Carter, he said that if the waves are pointed upward, then this is a bullish indication. So all of those align, and I took the trade in DraftKings while it was still in the squeeze. I purchased 40 contracts. And when I entered the trade, maybe about 5 minutes later, the squeeze fired long. And as it fired long, DraftKings went up about 13%. And on that, I was able to make a massive profit. So I exited the trade and I took my $10,800 profit. However, the TTM squeeze still indicated that DraftKings was bullish and that I should have stayed in the trade. I took my profits anyway. I'm going to watch it again today just to see how DraftKings holds up. But I did take my profits early. I could have held longer just to see what was going to happen, but I didn't. So anyway, so that's how I made $10,800 today using the TTM squeeze. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, like my video, share with your friends. You can also reach me by joining my stock Discord. I'll put the link down here in the description. Thank you for watching.